Dak Prescott was on his way to being the highest paid player in the NFL at 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock yesterday, Eastern. He was on track to be the highest paid player in the NFL. Does Dallas got to move on from him here? They were talking contract extension and all this other stuff. What do you do with Dak Prescott at this point if you're Jerry Jones?
I want to know who's going to call Cam Newton and tell him, we apologize, you were right. I want to know that because I've been saying the same thing that Cam said for years on my show. Here's the thing. Belichick or Harbaugh or what, I think Harbaugh's going to be the Chargers coach by the end of the week, or if not today. But the Cowboys feel is who do you go after? You go after Pete Carroll, 72-year-old Super Bowl champ. You go after 71-year-old Bill Belichick, 6-time champ, whatever he is. Or do you go young? You go young. Either one. Either way, Jason. Whoever you hire, young, old, short, fat, skinny, tall, you got to get rid of this guy. I mean, he just doesn't make you better. And I had an argument on my show today with Matt McChesney, who you've had on. Like, what do you do? Who do you get? They're 12-game winner 3 years in a row. And I said, well, I guess mediocrity is the new excellence then. Because you're consistent. You're sure consistent, but you're 1-4 in the playoffs. And you haven't won a Super Bowl or been to an NFC title game in 28 years. I want a quarterback that's going to get me over the hump. Players win you games, coaches lose them. When is Dak Prescott going to get this franchise over the hump for the amount of money you pay him? That's just a simple question I have. Because you can't continue to pay a guy and wish in one hand and crap in the other one and see what fills up first. Because we know which one's filling up first. They haven't won a Super Bowl yet, and he's no different than Tony Romo.
Do you keep Mike McCarthy?
I like Mike. He's a hell of an offensive coach. I think Dak was better with him than he was with Kellen Moore, which kind of shows you what Kellen Moore really is, another placement plant in the industry, I believe. Because look at Herbert's production with Kellen Moore. We can really dive into something deep. We want to talk about this guy. But anyway, this guy's coached Aaron Rodgers to a Super Bowl. He's developed quarterbacks. I like what he's done with Dak. Dak is clearly better than he was with Kellen Moore. But having said that, the result-oriented business that this is, football, is back to being exactly that. You lost, and you didn't get out of the first round, and Jerry Jones spends a lot of money. I think you have to move on. You have to move on from him because you've given coaches ample opportunities. You give Jason Garrett, 8 years to fail? You don't have the time anymore, Jerry. You're pushing whatever, 85, how old are you, however old. I don't believe he has 8 years with McCarthy to see if it works. I think he has to chase rings at this point, and you got to go get either the proven commodity in Belichick or the young go-getter that you're seeing in Houston win with a rookie quarterback, somebody like that. And I don't know who that is, but I sure would be throwing a lot of money at Jim Harbaugh right now.
Quickly, JB, this will be final question. I got to let you go. Bring your boy Steve Kim on. Mike McDaniel or Tua Tagovailoa, who got exposed here? Maybe both of them did a little bit, but I think Tua got exposed a little bit more. Tua is not an NFL quarterback, starting franchise-type quarterback. He just doesn't have the arm strength, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I've been saying that, but what do I know? Here it is. Here's the bottom line. You got a guy that wears capri pants on the sideline that we look to for direction as a man in a gladiator sport. There's no longer Bill Parcells roaming the sideline. There's no Bill Cowers. There's no, Mike Shanahan's. This is the McDaniel, the Staley, the analytical bookworm coach who can't even pay enough homage to put a dang polo on. We got capri pants. First of all, coaching perspective-wise, they booted and waggled Tua off of his right hash to his right 6 times the other night against Kansas City in the snow. You heard what I said, right? He's a left-handed quarterback, just so we're clear. They boot naked at him 6 times to his right. That is not a coach putting a player in a very, very successful manner. He's not putting him in a successful area to be conducive to win. I don't want a left-handed quarterback going right. Are we trying to trick the defense? Like, this guy has to flip his hips and get his arm over here as a lefty, and not one of those 6 balls were completed. That is a coaching error. And number one. Number two, you have a guy with a weak arm who's going to against the grain to his right in a snow game that's 30 below zero, and we're expecting results. When you should have been running the football and keeping Kansas City off the field. You did none of those things, and he hasn't beat a physical team ever in his career at Miami as the head coach. They struggle against 500 teams, and this team is who they are. They're the bullies that beat up the little undersized kid, but when the big dog comes in, they get bullied. And this is who the Dolphins have been. This is who they are. I think they have 2 issues there, the head coach and the quarterback. I don't know how you fix it in today's world, because you'll be canceled if you get rid of both of them.
So, promote your show. Tell people where they can go watch you and Big Smitty and when they can watch, and then I'm going to let you go.
I appreciate it for having me on. The Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, we're every day, 5 days a week at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern on YouTube for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. And we got everybody from Eric Weddle, Tank Johnson, Matt McChesney, Trent Richardson. We got a lot of guys on every single day, and it's a fast-growing sports show on YouTube. So appreciate everybody joining over there, and keep killing it, Jason. Tell Stephen A. I said what's up.
Will do.